Hey guys, back here with another video, this time on processing. So, why is processing such a good skill? Well, it has the highest AFK silver per hour of any of the life skills, on average. You will make consistent money with it, rather as opposed to fishing, where the number of ancient relic frags and other items and other fish that you get, as well as your access to the Imperial Trader, dictate how much you'll make in a night's fishing or just a normal session AFK fishing. You have the advantage of buying weight versus inventory, which is very important. Weight is useful not only for processing, but also for grinding. Inventory is useful as well, but if you're in a party and you have special deals on, inventory will not be a problem. Weight, however, will be a problem, as you are still getting silver and collectibles. So, by choosing processing over fishing, if you can only choose one, then you get to buy the weight for your character. Now there are disadvantages. The fishers do not need to buy the outfit, whereas processing, the outfit is basically mandatory. Processing will also require you to buy items off the marketplace until you have a very powerful worker empire set up. And it will require you to have your worker empire tailored towards bringing in materials to your storage rather than tailoring it towards trading or some other use that you'd like to use it for. At least early on when you don't have that much CP. So, to level processing, it's pretty easy. Because you don't want to start processing until you're at about Artisan 2 or 3 processing. That is when most items will have the highest number of procs for multiple items when you're processing. Basically at any level. That is where it maxes out. Once you get to Artisan 2 or 3 processing, you will now be getting 2.5 items for every 5 items you process for the base material. So let's cover the basics. So processing, to process, you press L, and this will bring up your production menu. You see your processing method here, and then you have multiple different types of processing. There's shaking, grinding, chopping, drying, filtering, heating, and then there's stuff down here which is alchemy and cooking, as well as imperial. So to level your processing, it's very easy. You just use cotton or flax, and you use this all the way to Artisan 2 or 3. Now, the advantage of cotton is that you will not lose money if you do cotton. Cotton, as long as you don't process to the 3rd level, because you process from cotton to cotton yarn to cotton fabric, as long as you don't go to 3rd level, you can sell cotton yarn. It'll take 1 or 2 days, but it will sell, and you will make your money back. Flax does not really sell, so unless you're making a ferry boat and you want to process flax anyways, I wouldn't recommend doing flax. You can get cotton fairly easily off the marketplace. That being said, you will have very easy access to flax because the nodes around Heidel, so I just bring up the map here, have flax in them. So I believe there's one over here as well. Yes. So both the Costa and the Moretti farms have flax, which means that Heidel is very easy to get an abundant amount of flax. Here, as you can see, I've got about 52,000 flax here, and that's only about a month's worth. I don't even have the best workers on there. I don't use artisan workers for flax. So, as you can see, this character only has processing beginner 8, and she's barely processed anything. So to process flax, or cotton, you heat it. And you'll just want to do, if you want maximum experience, so if you don't care about losing money, process all the way to fabric. Process from flax to flax thread to flax fabric, same with cotton. Cotton to cotton yarn to cotton fabric. And that'll give you the maximum amount of experience. And as you can see, it's really quick to level with this. Even at beginner, where you get the most experience, you get tons of experience from flax and cotton. So once you have that artisan or even higher master level processing, what should you process for money? Well, that is fairly simple. Timber and ore. So if you look here, this is the town I do most of the processing in. Maple, pine, birch, fir, ash, cedar, all of these are good to process and will make you very good money. Timber gives you more money per hour processing. However, because of the weight, as you can see, timber has a weight of 0.5. You can do ores. So if you look at ore, for example, coal, zinc, and their byproducts, shards and ingots, have a weight of 0.3. So what you do is when you're just AFK processing during the day for 1 or 2 hours at a time, while you're making lunch or talking or playing with your kids or going for a walk, whatever the reason, just day processing, use timber. You will make 2 to 3 times as much money per hour using timber as you will ore. The lowest amount of money I can think of that you'll make processing timber with mats that you've earned yourself is about 1.2 million, and I believe it's more like 1.4 actually. Whereas the highest, if you're using acacia or fir, is about 2.9 to 3 million silver per hour. Ore is much lower per hour, but you can do it much longer overnight. Steel, I believe, is the lowest, because you only want to do 3 types of ore. You don't want to do every type of ore. You want to do iron, so iron ore, into melted iron shards, and then combine these with coal to make steel. Not sure where my steel's gone to. Here it is. Then you want to use, the other 2 are both copper. You will turn the copper ore into melted copper shards, and then you will combine those with zinc to create brass, or tin to create bronze. And also, when you're processing iron and copper, you will get copper ingots and iron ingots. You can just sell those in the marketplace for a bit of extra cash. But you shouldn't process directly into copper ingots or iron ingots. It will lose you money compared to steel, brass, and bronze. Steel is the lowest. It makes you about 7 to 7.5 mil per hour. Or not mil, sorry, 750,000 per hour. Whereas bronze and brass both make about 1 million per hour, which means they're better for overnight sessions, but worse if you just want to process during the day. Now, processing, the reason you can sell on the marketplace is because your processed goods are being bought up by traders, and these traders are using these goods to have workers make crates. And then they're using these crates along with the Master 2 Trade buff and the Desert buff to sell these crates in the desert. And they are making tens of millions of silver, even more. They can make hundreds of millions of silver per week doing this. Now, should you level trading? That is really a personal thing. I don't level trading. I don't bother with trading because personally I feel that trading starts to make it feel too much like a job and not enough like a game. If you level trading, you will make the most money per hour from your processed goods, your processed materials. You can still process to get all your stuff there. You will have to devote workers to workshops every so often once you have a number of processed goods, but it will make the most money per hour AFK in the game. However, it does involve more work, and before you can even think about this, you will need to level your trading up to Master 2. Now, there's a number of guides available with this. Once again, Biohack has tons of guides available on this. There are plenty of guides available on how to level your trading up to Master 2. The rolling method, there's several other methods that you can use. It's not difficult, you can do it. It will be a little tedious, and once you do, you can make good money. It has been nerfed, it's been about a month or 2, I believe, since the nerf. So if you look at older threads, the amount of money they'll make from trading may be a little overstated, but it is still better money than just selling the processed goods to the market. However, personally, I feel that processing and selling your processed goods to traders is the easiest and most relaxed way of making money AFK in the game. You can make tens, if not hundreds of millions per week just doing this, as long as just set up processing every night, set it up before you go to work, and set it up when you're not actively playing the game. Processing timber, steel, ores, whatever you need. It's a good way to use your worker empire if you're not sure what you want to use them for. So do a quick look. My worker empire, I've got them focused on items to make beer to keep the workers going, and then the rest of it is entirely devoted to iron and timber. Well, not iron, just iron, copper as well. To ore and timber. And there's plenty of guides. I'll be making a guide soon on where to send your workers and how to level up your worker empire. But yeah, processing is very good money per hour. You make anywhere between about 1 mil to 3 mil an hour just processing. Great money. You get to buy weight for it, which means you can grind more easily as long as you're using your processor as your main. There are benefits not to doing that, and I'll explain that later in another video. But yeah, processing, very good life skill. great AFK money, easy to set up, easy to level. Like if you just look in the time of this video, I've already got from beginner 8 to beginner 10. It's very quick to level using flax and cotton, very cheap to level using flax and cotton, and once you set it up, you can make millions a day just by processing. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks, and have a good one. Have a good one.